Yo, YouTube, what's going on? We're back with another YouTube video. TTVE_thin. We're trying to be live almost every single day. I saw the title and I saw the thumbnail in this video, and it looks very interesting. Disappointing. Sounds like my mom made this video. It's time for gachas to step up. So I've never watched this person's content before, genuinely. I don't know anything, but I mean, hey, they got some banger videos apparently. So let's see what the deal is, and bam, let's get right into it.
The gacha game might drop it after a month or maybe even
True.
less than 2 weeks. Why? Persistent problems that make it boring. Gacha
True.
games are riddled
By the way, we're going to be recording how to fix Genshin Impact today, tomorrow, so yeah, get into that.
with repetitive mechanics, uninspired gameplay, and lack of any real RPG elements as their games are advertised as such.
Okay.
In short, they lack depth, variety, creativity, and freedom. Qualities that are very important to RPG games. They've also contributed to broader gaming problems like live service models and microtransactions. While
I will say this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Fortnite changed gaming. They weren't the first ones to put microtransactions, but they were the first ones to, maybe not, let me rephrase that, not the first. They were the biggest company who perfected the battle pass format and has made that an industry standard, and every fucking game adapts that, and it's so annoying and it's so frustrating. I mean, sometimes battle passes are good, but like, guys, imagine like 10, 15 years ago, like when I was like 5, there was legitimately no microtransactions. Now, unfortunately, the way the gaming industry works is they deliver a half-baked game for free, and then they probably actually have a lot of the content already done, and then they lock it behind time gates, and so that way they get praise for, you're the only motherfuckers getting praise for this, for delivering content and fixing the problems they've created. It's pretty unfortunate, man. Back when you used to be able to buy a game for $60 and fucking played it for 20 hours, 50 hours, 100 hours. You know, he's a whale, 108 Genesis crystals. Yeah, man, pretty rough. Warframe BP's peak, it's free. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some games that do a good job of the battle pass system. I'm not saying that, and sometimes it's cool, but like, you know, it's a crazy thought, like actually having those items just be obtained via challenges in the game. You know, it's fucking insane. Exactly. That's not a battle pass. It's a finishing the game roadmap. Exactly, Shine. And we have absolutely lost that. And if you think Genshin Impact has not normalized gacha games, and the fact that we've gotten Withering Waves, we've gotten Starro, we've gotten ZZZ, we're getting Ananta, we're getting NTE, all these other games, like that doesn't exist without Genshin. So just please keep that in mind. Like when these fucking idiots want to say that gacha games as a genre doesn't affect the market, and to hone in on it a little bit farther when Genshin doesn't affect the market, you're fucking stupid. So I just want
while
to point that
gacha
out.
games aren't solely responsible, their success amplifies these
make it very
trends. Not only that, their communities are some of the worst communities to ever live, to breathe, and walk this earth. They are truly insane people. You want to see what Arkham Asylum might look like in real life? Look at the Western Genshin Impact community. It's nearly a one-to-one recreation. We'll be talking about what is wrong with gacha games and why I don't find them fun and entertaining anymore.
Okay.
Starting with the gameplay itself, then the community. Also, let me know down in the comments below on what you think are the problems with gacha games.
1 minute in and the intro's over. I'm like,
maybe also if
let me stop.
criticisms are valid.
Let me stop.
For me, gacha games lack any depth and variety to its mechanics.
Billy's better than
me
Fuck the West
and entertained. I'm most particularly talking about the games that are similar to Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact was groundbreaking for gacha games, offering
say
a large open world inspired by Breath of the Wild. Genshin Impact has gameplay mechanics that are similar, especially when it comes to its adventure and exploration. You can run, walk, swim, and glide through an open world. Wow, it's like they're somehow 10 years behind the gaming industry. If we compare it to the games before, like Fate Grand Order, Honkai Impact 3rd, Azur Lane, Arc Knights, they didn't really have much gameplay in their games. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Honkai Impact was kind of groundbreaking, I suppose, because it's one of the few action RPG gacha games.
It's like World of Warcraft today? No, legitimately, it really is. You guys remember, like, I do think Honkai Impact was one of the bigger mobile games, because that I have heard of prior to Genshin. But, like, you remember, like, you would, I don't know about you guys, but, like, I never played, like, Clash of Clans. I never played any mobile games like that, because I thought they all looked like fucking shit. No, this isn't another video by HC Casual, brother. I thought all of them looked like shit, but, like, these games have absolutely changed mobile gaming for sure. But, like, I want to let him cook. I'm gonna sell 3 chapters, bro. You're like 300 now. You're just like them. What is bro thinks every Hoyo game is groundbreaking? I don't know if Honkai Impact 3 is groundbreaking. I know Genshin Impact is. Like objectively, Genshin Impact is groundbreaking. And I think HSR, it's a little too soon to say because we haven't really had other games like HSR of that subgenre come out yet. But if we see a plethora of 3D like games, either open world or closed environment games like that, you know what I'm saying? Then I could see that. Yo, brother, thank you for the follow, by the way. I just have the alerts off while recording, but I appreciate you. I see you and I appreciate you on God. All right, let's keep it pushing. My coworker had me spend $100 on Clash of Clans. I regret it. Yeah,
at least in
man.
that period of time. But Genshin Impact really changed everything. Now, I do find
gamers.
most of the other types of genres to be really boring as well, but it's mostly just my preferences of games. I'm not really into
Bro, notice how he said his preferences. Holy fuck. What a W. You're getting a like already just for that.
Strategy games, which
Holy
are
shit.
A lot of gacha games in that aspect. I played Fate Grand Order
Jesus
for
Christ.
maybe 2 to 3 years. My YouTube channel was originally an FGO channel, but I got bored after those years playing it and I suddenly find more action-packed gameplay to be more fun. FGO simply didn't have that. I do still have my share of turn-based combat games that I find to be fun, like Persona and Pokemon, but those games are miles better than any of the strategy JRPG types of gacha games. I do have the most criticisms for the games that are similar to Genshin Impact, like Wuthering Waves and Tower of Fantasy. My experience with action-adventure RPG gacha games were very short-lived. I did not find much enjoyment in indulging those games. As much as I wanted to really like the game, I just couldn't. These games were really just selling a dream in my opinion.
Okay, I want to hear
the concept of an anime game with an open world combined with RPG mechanics is like a dream game for a lot of people. Especially
it is a dream game for a lot of people, but I think a lot of people go into gacha games not understanding it's a live service and you're only getting about a week's worth of content, and then you have to wait 2.5 months. So, I don't know if M-Dash here, and this changes everything exactly. I feel like when a lot of people go into these games, and especially towards the beginning, and they kind of finish the story, and then they do the couple end game, but like again, a week of content, they're like, well, that was it. Like, this is unfortunately not the game for you. The game for you would be Path of Exile. Honeymoon phase, it's not only just a honeymoon phase, it's just coming in with the unrealistic expectations that it's not like a game that you bought for $60, like The Witcher, and there's 300 plus hours of content to do. Like, that's why it's a live service game. A perfect example that it's like Destiny. Like, Destiny 2 is fucking dog shit. The only reason why people still play is there's PvP, you know? Although the PvP is fucking ass as well. But, like, that's a similar game where you pay $30, they drip feed you content over the next 4 weeks, and then after those 4 weeks, although there's really not content, it's just like story modes and a new recycled endgame mode, then after that, there's nothing to do for fucking 3 or 4 months. Destiny 2 is not gacha, but it's still a live service game, so it's a very fair way to talk about the drip feed that they provide to the consumers. It's the same shit that how gacha games do, you know? So why not just play mobile gacha games? What do you mean? You need something to grind, but that grind has to be enjoyable 100%. And also, again, a perfect example, not trolling, is MTash, where like, and myself as well, at one point with gacha games, that I changed my tune because I understood what the games were. If you're going in expecting Genshin Impact to add 50 levels to the Abyss and making really hard endgame content like a PoE, like a Diablo, even like a Destiny raid, you are in the wrong genre of games, brother. It's like a live service game where they sell a fuck ton of characters and power creep and monetize every little fucking thing about it. It's just not for you. So I get what he's saying, and I'm sure he's going to talk about the gameplay mechanics, but I do want to preface that because I feel like, you know, it's kind of like a genuine topic, right? You will end up depressed and disappointed and broke. I play mobile gacha games. So I have a week's worth of content in each game they add up, so I don't really have much downtime. Yeah, no, that's valid. You should cycle through multiple games. 1,000%. 1,000%. If you just play one gacha game, and if you're not a content creator, I think it just becomes super boring. Super boring. You become stupid and greedy for wanting more from the game. You should be rotating. I mean, obviously do whatever the fuck you want, but like rotating the big four is the best way to have no downtime, or even other games, Arknights, Azure Lane, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Downtime's important for gacha games. Poppy, that's like a whole different topic. I could be yes and no, but yeah.
when it showed signs to be
I'm gonna go too deep
similar
into
to a
that
game
right
like
now.
Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild had really cool gameplay mechanics that allowed us to approach any fight with a lot of variety. It also had one of the best adventuring and exploring experiences that you can get in this day and age. The fact that you can climb most walls, hills, mountains, and you can glide everywhere in the air. The freedom of just exploring the world of Breath of the Wild was so nice and liberating. You'll find cool things about the area that you explored and maybe encounter really cool items and weapons along the way. Combined with the creativity in your head of using anything at your disposal to defeat enemies and solve puzzles. That game really showed what it's like to be a true open world experience. Genshin Impact, Waves, and games alike, their open world was really dull. It wasn't bad by any means, but it just really lacked the essence of what Zelda had. Everything in Zelda felt really dynamic and it
Yo, Tim, what's going on, brother? I appreciate the follow. Thank you, I got my alerts off while recording, but I appreciate you. Thank you. I want to let him talk before I speak, because I don't necessarily disagree with what he's saying. But again, like Breath of the Wild, $50, $60 game. Genshin and Wuwa can absolutely, don't misconstrue this. And I think Wuwa's done a great job with Renesita. So I'm actually going to exclude Wuwa. Genshin Impact can absolutely make their open world not feel like a chore, not feel like shit, and not lock behind $320 paywalls. 1000%. Don't disagree. I wish it would happen in Gacha. I hope Ananta fixes this and sets a new standard. But also, I think you've just gone in with too high expectations of these games.
You can experiment with physics, create tools, and interact.
2.0 is really close to brother. I think 2.0 just has its own feeling, man. I think 2.0 feels like Wuwa. Fucking feels like Wuthering Waves, you know? Not in the same tier, but close. Yeah, it's definitely not Legend of Zelda tier. But 2.0 exploration and stuff, it's just fun. It's fucking fun. It feels like, it felt magical. It felt like I played the game for the first time again, you know? Can we get anything in the game not garbage because they're lazy and implement? Oh, it was good, Zebus. Yeah, I know, 100% Z, without a doubt.
Dynamically with the environment. Like, you can create a weapon out of nowhere in Tears of the Kingdom, and there are so many ways to mess with the monsters in the game. Gacha games, by contrast, constrain exploration with level caps, stamina systems, and repetitive resource grinding. Oh, I can't do this mission because I'm too low leveled. Oh, I can't do that because I don't have enough stamina points. There's an enemy cap there, better defeat it to get useless resources that I won't ever use in the next hour. Yeah, sure, some areas in the world of Genshin are cold, hot, raining with thunderstorms, the landscape looks beautiful, but Zelda has more than that. Gacha games open world feels so constricting and unrewarding because they are gacha games. They need to constrict you so you spend money and have more privileges. That's their way of rewarding you. Gameplay mechanics, customization, there are barely any real RPG elements in an action-adventure RPG gacha game. What does Honkai Star Rail and FGO have over something like Persona 3 in terms of gameplay mechanics? Nothing. Honkai Star Rail and FGO are the bare bones of what a turn-based JRPG entails. They do not have the depth and creativity to even mimic the status of what Persona is. And most gacha games are not able to compete with any other games in their...
Well, this is why feedback is so important in calling out really shitty gameplay mechanics, predatory practices, and things like that are important. Because while you could perceive my last few statements as me defending Gacha, I'm not defending Gacha in the slightest. I'm a big proponent. I hope Gacha steps it the fuck up, but it will never change if they continue to just print money for the biggest amount of slop that they produce. Like, I really think the only two games in my mind that could potentially change the gacha genre as a whole is Azure Premilia and Ananta. I think those are our two only fucking hopes. If those two games follow the same formulaic system and the formulaic bullshit, I think we're cooked. I think we're absolutely cooked. What's going on, Kay? No, you don't think Azure Premilia's cap? You don't think so? Ananta for sure, yeah. I think Azure, it's waifu only game. Also, can we get a fast shout out for Tiger? How are you, Stinky? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't personally care about the waifu stuff. That doesn't bother me. Here's how you have to look at it. If Azure Premilia creates a whole new way that gacha games are presented, putting the women characters to the side, right? You know, we love women. I love women. Whatever. If they create better gacha systems, better exploration, more content, more activities, and tons of other things, then after that, that can change space and mold it. You're surprised Wu was not a part of it? I just don't know. I think Enfield can, but some things about combat loop probably need to be more streamlined. I think the problem with Enfield is the base building, and a lot of people don't like base building. Even if the base building's amazing, also again, Chip, I appreciate you, brother. Even if the base building is top tier, like top echelon, it's just fucking not for everyone. Like I think that's a massive turnoff, and I'm gonna play the game because I have to and I want to. Let me rephrase that. I want to play that game, but yeah, like if it's too convoluted, it's too much, it's too require. Like, what if you don't play the game for 2 months? Like, what's gonna happen to your base? Also, Sans, what's good, brother? How you feeling, man? Yeah, we went over the pokey stuff. We can go over there a little bit later again. I expect Wuwa to do better than Genshin, a lot less predatory. Yes, but I don't think Wuwa will have the direct impact that because Wuwa is in the vein of Genshin. Maybe Azure Premier is actually bad, because I think Azure Premier is going to be in the vein of Genshin as well. I think it's Ananta. Let me rephrase. I think fucking Ananta is our last hope at the moment. Ananta can be a genre-defining game. And I'm not saying Wuwa is not doing great things. I love Wuwa. It's my favorite Gacha game, ranked number 2 Korobot. But it is in the same vein of a Genshin Impact. It's a fantasy open world, similar to Breath of the Wild, and it's nothing is 1000% completely innovative. Save us, John Ananta. Exactly. Save us, John Ananta. So, one thing I think video game Gacha... can you pose for a bit? Yeah, wait, I can do that for you after. Wait, what pose you want me to make? I think the video Gacha Smack reacted to proves that devs of the Gacha games are lazy as fuck. Oh, 1000%, Chair. 1000%. We put that out on the YouTube channel as well. Guys, Gacha dev... You can't say Tectone's the devil, and you can't say I'm the devil, and Gacha Smack, and Cap, and Saint, and Kaz, and Athoma, and all of my homies are the devil for calling out all these things, and then after that, want the game to do better. You can't. It's direct. It's a direct conflict, because if people are calling out these things and how stupid and greedy these companies are, like Pokey said, right? And then after that, you're like, oh man, this game fucking sucks, but fuck you because you pointed it out. It's like, you're just fucking dumb. You're a mindless consumer, right? So the whole thing is just fucking stupid. But if you get me started.
It's not bad by any means, but it gets very repetitive too quickly and lacks any real individuality in its...
I got you, Squeeze. After this, I got you, brother.
Take Wuthering Waves, for example.
I got you.
In terms of its combat mechanics, it's similar to Genshin Impact. In fact, it is miles better and much more polished. We can change characters mid-fight to get special effects, use ults, special skills, normal attacks and heavy attacks, parrying attacks, dodging. It seems like it has depth to it, and there are quite a lot of things you can do to approach the fights in
ways, that's what I'm saying, brother.
Which looks great for an action RPG, right? To a certain extent, we can give credit to the games because they excel in character design and accessibility, offering free-to-play players a chance to enjoy beautiful and polished visuals. However, these strengths are overshadowed by their shallow mechanics. The only RPG element that these games have is forming a party, being able to change into different characters, upgrading levels, skills, and weapons, but that's about it. All characters in the game are already set to their predefined rules and weapons. That part makes sense, but what doesn't make sense is that it also applies to your own main character. Why do our own character need to be predefined to its role and weapon? We can't change the class of our own character, we can't change the type of the weapon that we use, we can't change or swap the skills that we use, but we can change the gender of our character though. Why? Because of the story.
I get what he's saying, but I don't necessarily think it's a outlandish thing to ask for, maybe like changing like Catalyst to Sword or some shit.
Why?
But yeah, it's not an MMO, and realistically that's not even 100% accurate. I don't want to be the Actually guy. Yanwu can go sub DPS, he can go healer. Spectre Rover could be healer DPS. I mean, like, it's not an MMO, it's an RPG. Also, it was good Daya. I get what this homie... I guess it would be cool to choose the weapon MCUs, but it's not a make or break for Gacha. Yeah, I think he's kind of overcooking here a little bit, and it's not just because it's Wuwa. You could have said the same thing about ZZZ, for fuck's sake, you know what I'm saying? Like, although I think in Wuwa you have way more freedom, right? Yeah, I think he kind of overcooked here a little bit. But why? Would it be cool? Would it be fucking sick if we could do that? 1000%. But at the same time, and I'm not saying it's impossible. You can say that about any game. Oh, 1000%, right? You can say that about anything. I'm not going to say it's impossible. But like the way gacha games are designed is like you have characters, you have people that are stuck to this weapon, and that's it, right? In this game, yes, you can make a DPS character support. You make a support DPS. You can make sub DPS. Like, you can do different things with different builds and different strategies. Again, I'm not going to go so in on this guy, and just understand, I think his overall point is not necessarily bad, but I don't think it's 100% applicable for this situation he brings up. But I get what he's saying. So instead of me going on a fucking rant, also Tenchi, what's good, brother? How you feeling, man? I hope you having a great day today. I hope you enjoyed it. So instead of me going on a rant about like defending Wuwa, because that's not what we're here to do, like, it is what it is. I get it. I don't necessarily disagree, but it's not applicable
because
here.
Of the story. I mean, if we use the excuse of because of the story, isn't that just a lazy excuse to not implement more things in the game? The only thing that Tower of Fantasy did right was that it had character customization. You can create your own character, and that was amazing. But the game overall wasn't that good.
Yeah, but Tower Fantasy
Genshin and Wuwa, they do not have any customization or whatsoever, which, to be honest, is
not
what
an
put me
MMO.
off the most. I feel like this is common with most JRPGs.
You ever see that video? It's like, where's the cheese? It's under the sauce. No, we're gonna watch this after. We're gonna watch this after. You ever see that video where the guy's like, "Hey, where's the cheese? It's under the sauce." But where is? I don't say it's under the sauce. It's under, like, it's just not a fucking MMO. Like, I feel like there's no other way to say it. Just not an MMO. Here to reason on all the things, everything else will be overall, in my opinion. Exactly, K. 100%.
You cannot change your class, you cannot change your type of weapon, and you cannot change the type of skill sets that you can.
What the fuck? What, is that a cop?
Those JRPGs, you cannot change
video?
Your class, you cannot change your type of weapon, and you cannot change the type of skill sets that you can use. Most of these gacha games are not RPGs, they're just JRPGs. So I don't know why a lot of sites and game stores label these games as RPGs when it's clearly not. I'm not really a big fan of JRPGs.
Again, I don't want to nitpick too much, but like, if you were selling a character kit, if I sold you Chang Li, right? How do you implement this system? Because there's no way of doing it, and I don't know if this is possible. And a JRPG and RPG as well. Oh yeah, no, exactly. I'm getting fucking. I'm sorry, but a JRPG is an RPG. It is. It's fucking stupid. But bro, people need to know JRPGs, RPGs. It's literally in the game. It's literally in the name, right? But how can you sell a character like, say, Chang Li, and then Jinxie comes on banner, and you're like, okay, well, I want my Chang Li to now do Jinxie's animations and stuff. Well, then is it Chang Li, or is it Jinxie? You know? And so, again, I'm all for fucking having gacha games step up and innovate and whatnot, because there's definitely things they can do. There's no reason why, let's say, eventually one day down the road, they can't add a second weapon to a character and make their moveset change or some bullshit. Like there's 1000% ways they could be innovative and creative. But the philosophy of, first of all, that's just fucking false marketing, right? That's if I sell you Chang Li, and then 2 months later Chang Li turns into something else, why don't you just buy this? I don't know. I think it's fucking stupid. Being able to change the character to the point where it's a different character is not a good thing to do. Yeah, I don't get that. I think that's a bad take. And again, no disrespect to this dude, but I think he overcooked here. Also, yo, Even, thank you for the follow, brother. I appreciate you. JRPGs are RPGs. Yeah, I know, RPGs in the name of it. What's good, Trappo? That are developed in Japan or influenced by Japanese culture. They emphasize linear storytelling, character development, and combat systems. They have often predefined protagonists. Yeah, I don't know. And like someone else said, a lot of these things are pre-rendered and shit. And yeah, I think he's overcooking a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. 1000% think he's overcooking. You want to have that system? Play Path of Exile 2 or Elden Ring? Yeah. No, I agree. That's like saying I played Tales of Symphonia when I was a kid and I liked Lloyd, but I wanted Lloyd to attack like Colette, but I still wanted it to be Lloyd. What the fuck? Just play fucking Colette. You know what I'm saying? Kawa, welcome in, brother. Oh, Red New. Hell, Red New. Can we get a fat shout out for Red New? How you feeling, brother? If your character has a D&D like stat sheet, and the object of the game is to boost those stats, it's an RPG. Yeah, I know. Exactly. I think he's overcooking. What's good, Shin? What are we talking about? What are you talking about? He was talking about the MC. There can be banner characters that cannot be changed, but MC gacha game is fucking boring. Did I miss the point, or are you overcooking too? Genuinely. Not even trying to be facetious with you, but also welcome in, brother. Tales of Symphonia was like lit. If you know, bro, Tales of Symphonia was crazy, man. Shout out to my man Kratos. Dude was a piece of shit. It could definitely be expanded on. There could be ways to have skills be modified that could change your role play style. Lost Void can change your skills. It can definitely be expanded on. For sure. For sure. Why are you talking about Chang Li? Okay. Go back. Because he brought up Ayaka not being able to change Ayaka's skill, but I'll replay it for you.
JRPGs, you
Give me a
cannot
second.
change your class,
I got you, brother.
change your type of weapon.
So he shows Anby on screen. He literally shows Anby. Let's go back a little bit further.
In the game, the only thing that Tower of Fantasy did right was that it had character customization. You can create your own character and that
Okay, so let's establish. Create your own character in Tower of Fantasy. Game is Buns, by the way. Wagateo plays
was
it.
amazing.
Right?
But the game overall wasn't that good. Genshin and Wuwa
shows 2 premium limited characters. Well, she's a 4-star. Premium limited character, Chang Li, who is actually on the screen. Right?
They do not have any customization or whatsoever.
Okay.
Which, to be honest,
they don't have customization whatsoever. Also was good, Ja.
This is what put me off the most. I feel like this is common with most JRPGs. You cannot change your class, you
cannot change Anby's class,
change your type of weapon, and you
cannot change my weapon.
Cannot change the type of skill sets that you
I cannot change Ayaka's skill. So, if he would have said, I wish the main character, again, and really drove home this point, should be able to shapeshift into all these other different things, 1000% agree. If you were going to sit here and pretend like he is not referencing your premium standard characters, your premium characters, you're fucking bugging, brother. Like, you're actually fucking bugging. You know what I'm saying? I know that MC has multiple movesets. I know that, without a doubt. They have multiple skills. They have multiple role styles. We literally just covered that. 2 seconds ago. The only thing they can't do is change their weapon. But he's not talking about the MC. So, again, I'm not trying to be a dick to you, but, like, is there anything else that you would like to discuss before we move on, SH? Or are we cool? Since we've retracted and went back and clarified that that's not what he's talking about. You know? No. Oh, no, you can move on back. Cool. I just want to make sure. We cool? W. Holy fuck. What the fuck? All right, let's keep it pushing. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look at this too. I'm not making the same mistake with Wuwa, and I think more should be like this. 2.0 was easy, 9 out of 10 for me, but I keep criticizing the surveys when I rated 6 out of 10 because if you rate something, without a doubt, 100%. If you overglaze it, yeah.
Most of these gacha games,
I'm happy we got that clarification out the way.
Games are not RPG.
Because someone in the comment section is going to fucking say the exact same thing, and hopefully they watch this part of the video.
They're just JRPGs. So I don't know why a lot of sites and game stores label these games as RPGs when it's clearly not. I'm not really a big fan of JRPGs. There are a few exceptions though, like Persona, for example. But JRPGs have different direction and culture with your standard Western RPGs. JRPGs prioritize story and predefined.
When the J means Japan, bro. I don't fucking know. Again, this guy seems pretty down to earth, but I think he's overcooking a little bit right now.
Which contrasts with the player-driven customization found in RPGs. Everything you do is just battling and doing quests.
Bro, play person when they can't change weapons.
Then you level up, then you grind some more, and advance the main story, and it just repeats. There are no variety of skills that you can change.
I don't know, TG. I have no idea.
Customization for your own character, barely any depth, variety, and freedom in most, if not all, the mechanics. There are just not many ways you can approach the game differently from others.
You can't. No, you can.
The only difference between you and the other player is how much money you spend, and it sucks. While yes, a lot of players are fine with predefined characters and such because it suits better for storytelling, but I feel like it just highlights how the lack of freedom limits replayability and experimentation, as well as their creativity towards the story. They got the concept down to a T.
I think I can't speak for him. I feel like what he meant to say is rather than you having to pull each and every single individual character to have some sort of freedom to explore abilities, it would be cool if you could just do the abilities. But at that point, it's not a gacha game. So I'm not going to lie to you, man. Like, I get it. And I'm not sitting here trying to defend predatory practices because predatory practices absolutely fucking suck. but the point of a gacha game is to roll, gamble for some sort of reward at the end of the day. And if you just give all of those rewards / customizations and skill sets to the main character, it is no longer a gacha game. So I don't know. There are quite a few JRPGs where you can customize characters such as, so you mess up with the terminology. Yeah, that too. Do what you gotta do, Brad. As I said, no need to get new characters if you could change abilities, roles. In my opinion, just have the characters have different designs to them. But then it's not really a gacha game, though, brother. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a gacha game at that point. It's just not a gacha game, you know? And again, not trying to say the 50-50 is good. If Nikki does give all abilities to you, gachas and dresses. Yeah, what's going on, Nakata? Yeah, I mean, that's a style of gacha game, right? Also, the dresses, correct me if I'm wrong, my girlfriend plays Infinity Nikki a lot. We're actually going to play it next week with her. Welcome in, by the way. I think the dresses give you some sort of buffs or whatnot, right? Like, they have their version of the Abyss where it's like a fashion show or some shit. Like, the dresses serve a purpose. They're still gacha. Like, those dresses, it's not like when you get the 9 pieces of dresses, I don't think it's just a cosmetic. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But also, we got to keep it a stack. Infinity Nikki, the Genshin. I think that's a little disingenuous if you ask me, to be honest with you. Just come up with a script based on whatever the dress of the characters is in. Yeah, I'm agreeing with your take. Like, I'm saying, if the gacha games were to implement, he's just no incentive to get. Yeah, exactly. They have stats that allow you to customize the appearance to use your powers. Bet. Exactly. So they're still important, without a doubt. Cool. They're used in fashion show like battles and PvP. Got you. Making commentary on what's wrong with the game. He should know basic terms. Might have a point, but comes off unknowledgeable. Yeah, and he's not like this casual dude being like a piece of shit, and so that's why it's very easy to not be a piece of shit back. But he had me in the first 3 minutes, and then I was kind of trying to let it slide. But he's not. Gacha games have to step it up. Fucking hell Ananta, but Jesus Christ, brother.
But their execution is just not impressive. Also, I have to say that the character interactions in action-adventure RPG gacha games are not as good as Zenless Zone Zero, Fate Grand Order, Blue Archive, Girls Frontline 2 Exilium, and the like. They are way...
Well, there's 4, right? So there's Zenless Zone Zero, there's Star Rail, there's Genshin, and Wuwa. ZZZ and Wuwa are good, and then the other 2 are mid. So if you're saying it's good and every other guy...
way better, even if they all still lack RPG elements. At least those games got it right, and much better than Genshin Impact.
Yeah, now I mean, we could shit on Genshin. We could shit on Genshin every day.
That is the community.
You say it's true.
The communities can be pretty horrid.
Chad, you're all fucking horrible. Give 5 subs right now. If you don't give 5 subs, you're all going to hell. In game, of course. No one did it. Horrible. The gacha community is so horrible, and they're so not realistic, and they don't even support their creators. They're honestly horrendous. I'm not going to lie to you. But we're already horrible, so I give 5 subs? True. What's good, Ash? How you feeling, brother? How you feeling?
While some gacha game communities can be pretty chill, welcoming, and cool, some others can also be a total toxic waste.
No.
It can be more toxic than Elephant's Foot in Chernobyl. That's how bad some
context
is.
Do it.
A great example is the Western Hoyoverse communities. You've seen the news, you've seen Twitter, you've seen what these people do. Hoyoverse communities are rabid, mentally ill, and violent. Well, it makes sense that you see more of those types of people in the community because of its popularity and depending on the social media that you use. But I have only seen the most terrible and egregious things happen from the Western Hoyoverse communities. I've never seen FGO or Blue Archive players.
Okay, wait, but he's kind of stupid, though. We got to keep it a stack. The eastern side of Genshin Impact's threatened to kill Dawe in-game. Like, what the fuck? Like, they all suck. It's not just the western side. Am I wrong? I'm starting to like this guy. Never mind. Like, you know, he probably spoke to Rexilin before he started recording this. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, those darn Westerners, they suck. Now, the Genshin community on the eastern side threatening to plant bombs in game, and dox creators and developers and kill all hail Dawei in game, that's a-okay. But when you complain about McDonald's, I crossed the fucking line. The line, I want my double Big Mac with the extra Big Mac sauce. So I give it the fine booms like Big Justice. These Western people are pieces of shit. My Big Mac, you piece of shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is bro talking about? Lay, welcome in. I appreciate you. Thank you. Also, what's good, Lil? How are you? Holy fucking shit. Guys, what the fuck is this video dissolved into? Oh my god. The Gacha community sucks. All of them are dog shit. We're about to watch a video on how to piss them off even more. But for fuck's sake, what is bro yapping about? Oh my god.
Do the things that Hoyoverse players do. I don't know, maybe I haven't seen it yet, but those Western Genshin fans on Twitter are... Man, they're...
Did he red pill? No, dead ass.
For some reason, they will cry and whine about literally everything. Whether it's about the game, the lore of the game, the designs of the characters, they seem to dislike everything. The worst part is, they project their headcanons onto the game itself and the community. They'll shove it down your throat, and when you don't accept their headcanons, they'll call you all sorts of things and then they harass you. It's similar to the My Hero and Persona community in a way. Although Persona community knows which ones are the bad and which ones are the good. But yes, these Western Hoyoverse fans are some of the worst that you'll ever see. They're so hung up on their race, the sexual orientation, and the relationship of these characters. I mean, like, who the hell cares? Who the hell cares if they're light skin, dark skin, gay, or...
Yeah, I'm unliking the video. Whatever.
Why does it matter so much?
It doesn't matter, by the way. He's 100% right, but this is the dumbest fuck. This has slowly turned into the second worst take in Gacha. No, I'm not gonna go that far.
Do you seek representation in every media that you consume? These are just fictional characters. They're not here to hold you in their arms and protect you from the world. I don't understand why a lot of artists that draw the characters with a lighter shade of skin suddenly gets called out and then harassed. I don't know why when our own headcanons of ships are straight, a lot of you will call us...
The Gacha game is getting better. Well, Mint, I think, so here's the thing. You can easily, and here's where he's fumbled. And I really think a lot of these creators maybe should start reaching out to me when they want to make these type of videos. Because fucking A, I like the way they articulate their thoughts or dog shit. I'll give you two examples, right? Yeah, no, for sure. He went off the deep end, but it's okay. We're gonna bring it back in and make it make sense. Not his video, but the argument, right? So let's talk about it. Let's look at Sitlali's, for example. Everyone was mad because Sitlali was perceived to be a straight, right? And so everyone was having a fucking panic attack, and he's not wrong. It's like, listen, who the fuck cares if the character's straight? Go fuck yourself. Like, you don't need to tell everyone else that they're a piece of shit and go wild. It's like, oh my god, Sitlali likes penis. Like, okay, bro, it's not that big of the deal. Fine, cool. What he probably should have said, and I don't know why he didn't really mention this or go too deep into it, is the reason why the Gacha communities make the genre worse is because the communities consistently support the game no matter what, or the vocal majority support the game and absolutely demonize and shit on anyone who is saying anything negatively against the game. And so no good criticism can go back, and they just continuously spend money because they're just like eating slop, right? And so that the way you counteract that is you try to have a community that is brutally honest. There's always going to be some shitters. But you try to sustain a community that is honest and that wants to see good for the game and not just their headcanon and some weird shit. But that is 1000% a valid argument. I don't know what the fuck he's going on about. And again, it's not Western. I would absolutely rather Western communities, and you can clip it, I'd rather them complain on Twitter than threaten to kill the CEO of a company over an in-game video game model. In-game, of course. I think that's a lot better, right? I think we could agree. I also think that bomb threats and doxing people pretty crazy, right? So it's just fucking stupid. No, they were angry because they turned it into just goon bait. Absolutely not, Zai. And if maybe you didn't see it, it is what it is. But no, people were mad that Sitlali was fucking straight. And then it went fucking insane. I even got attacked for talking about it. It wasn't goon bait. Sitlali making a little face is not goon bait. The definition of goon bait would be Zenlu Zone Zero. Sitlali's not goon bait. The East good. I think honestly the way he's washing this as Western community thing is super off base. Pretty stupid, man. Pretty stupid. Yeah. So I don't know, man. This fucking video is absolutely went off the rails.
Homophobic, dangerous, and violent. It doesn't make sense when we all have our own preferences for things to suddenly get shunned and hurt.
Fan service, exactly. Natsushi straight. Same shit with Mavika. No. I think we could talk about it after, but no.
For merely having different opinions. What I hate the most about this is that these people who harass artists, players that like straight ships and just have different opinions than them, they will try to justify their opinion like it's the objectively.
No, he's not wrong though, by the way. These people, like the Sitlali haters, who the fuck cares if someone on the internet thinks differently? It's your headcanon. Stop being mentally ill. I'm not defending the fucking Western crazy people because they're fucking crazy and they're absolutely stupid. They're all dumb. They're absolutely all dumb. The anti-Halo issue is since Wu is getting more popular, is getting out of hand. JP Twitter 2. Who cares? They fucking deserve it. Wait, what do they deserve, Zai? What are you talking about? See, that's really toxic. I don't like what? Like what? That's what he's talking about in the game. But you know what I'm saying? It's pretty fucking stupid. If you have a different opinion or a different headcanon or you want to post your art about a character, who the fuck cares? You don't need to be attacked. You don't need to be threatened. It's so stupid. I actually think you're kind of bugging a little bit low key. I think calling them dumb is one of the understatements of all time. Yeah, if you want a really good gauge on it, just go through my YouTube comments. Go through my YouTube comments, you know?
Right opinion to have. The thing about
Wait, I feel like the reason why the West gets a negative rep is because creators make valid points. Trolls will weaponize the point to attack, making the CC look bad. And I don't care. Like, it's not a West versus East thing. Like, they all suck. Like they all fucking suck. Like, it's just so stupid. It's just so dumb. All of these suck. You know? And so you lose. It happens in the East too, exactly. Also, was good chicanery. You lose the validity of your argument when you paint it as a Western problem because you've already made so many out-of-touch takes. It's just like, what the fuck? Also, Zai, yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're on, brother.
Some artists who were quote-unquote wrong about coloring the skin of the character when making fan art, these people...
What? No, because we are a part of it. That's why we see it, not East, because we are not there. What is... Bro, what are you talking about? Are you okay? Are you all right? Like what is happening? Bro is crashing out in chat. I'm so confused. What is we are a part of? Like are you good? Are you big chillin'? Are you big chillin', homie? Do we need to like put you in like a 10-minute timeout?
Comparing the history and race of people in real life to these fictional characters. What about these fictional characters in a fictional setting in a fictional game have anything to do with historical accuracy? In what world, in a point of time, there were monsters called the Hilichurls,
I think he's lost it from me, man.
Or Leeway or whatever. If you say these things are inspired by real history, well, yes, they are inspired, but they are not real history. I know that Fate takes actual historical people and places into their games, but it's still fictional material that was inspired by real history. There were no such things called a Holy Grail War that had mass...
This video needs to be titled "My Essay on Why the Gacha Community Sucks." I mean, the perception of the West is much worse than the East because we are not much connected to the East side of the fan base. No, but that I also like don't agree with that. Like I feel like it's if you're like an adult with like somewhat of a brain, you can easily see what's happening on the other side of the community as well, but who cares? Either way, I agree, Kay. Don't use Twitter. Enjoy your game. This video, I don't even know if I would want to finish watching it.
Servants and magic is not real. It doesn't make sense to equate fictional material with real history, even if they were just inspired by it. Also, speaking of not equating fictional material with real life, these people do not have the capabilities to separate fiction from reality, and it shows. Why do they treat these characters like people in real life? Not only in gacha games, but with nearly every fictional media that exists. It's actually quite a serious problem because it's getting more prevalent nowadays and it's causing a lot of harassment. The characters that were created to have an intended meaning from its actual creator now are getting twisted with people.
I don't know. Vi, I have no idea. I have no idea what he's talking about. Hold on 1 second.
people's distorted realities. Like I explained before in the Naoto and Kanji video, people
why am I reacting to it? Because it seemed really interesting and he absolutely just lost his own plot.
Fail to see what these actual characters represent and stand for, and they instead project their own delusions onto these characters. Then they get mad when the creators of said characters and other people don't uphold or feed into their delusions. These communities are also very parasocial with the characters, which again feeds into this whole idea of not being able to separate fiction with reality. It's fine that you have an attachment to characters and you see yourself in those characters, but it's important to actually know the characters beforehand. A lot of people nowadays see characters relating to them instead of them relating to the characters, and it's a really big difference between the two. They don't see these characters
Agreement, without a doubt.
for who they are, they see these characters for what their own selves perceive them to be. In the end, I was just shitting on Hoyoverse games and Genshin Impact the whole time. No, but in all seriousness, gacha games nowadays are starting to look like one another. They only have maybe 3 to 4 differences between them, excluding the story and characters. Comparing them with actual games from the RPG genre may be unfair, but a lot of them are derived from them. So I think it's fair to use games like Zelda Breath of the Wild as a
Yo, Arn, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Welcome, and thank you.
Boring, I'm still looking forward to what they can produce. Like Ananta, for example. It looks like GTA but anime, and it looks good. Hopefully it can at least address the problems that I have.
Yeah, alright. YouTube, I don't know what the fuck that was. I thought that was a great video. I still think it's a great video. My reaction to it, the video itself is pretty fucking, that went off the rails. There's no redeeming that one. That being said, TTV_thin, I love you. I'll see you in the next